Instantly, I'm going to call him out because ultimately my goal is to win a national championship, Mero stated. I'm very confident that we can accomplish that goal, and I can't wait to get started.
Yeah, man. At Louisville?
At Louisville?
I'm pretty sure y'all going to boo me when I come back.
Big Blue Nation, welcome to the Bluegrass Breakdown, Kentucky Insider's brand new weekly podcast. I'm McClelland.
And I'm Israel Schill. And today, this is actually our very first episode. So everything you see there on the side of your screen, all 6 things, we're going to break down in our short little time span here so we don't start yapping for a little too long as sometimes we do. So I guess we'll start off first with Vince Mero leaving UK in the dust, in the dirt, for I guess you could consider a better job. Supposedly, that's what he called it, a lifetime opportunity that he could not pass up. So
instantly, I'm going to call him out because ultimately my goal is to win a national championship. Mero stated, "I'm very confident that we can accomplish that goal, and I can't wait to get started."
Yeah, man. At Louisville?
At Louisville? Okay.
Sorry, I mean
let's everything on the plate.
Realistically, I want to say real quick, he's got a better chance at Louisville than he does here.
That's what I was about to get at.
That's
like,
what we'll talk about.
Kentucky football probably isn't the place to bring a natty home, but man, you're going to go to a rival school, and then that's one of the first statements you make. They've been 19-8, in the past couple seasons, and it's like they're all right. They're a good program. They've won a couple bowls. I mean, Louisville's there. They're kind of prominent.
They're doing better than us right now.
Better than Kentucky, yeah. But Vince Mero just coming out and saying that off rip, just kind of big red Louis put it out. Though,
I feel like there should be like some type of curse, that we can put on him to Louisville, like the curse of the Bambino, but like like for him, so that Louisville like never wins anything ever.
Yeah, that'd
be cool.
Yeah, it would be cool.
We could try something. We could get a little spiritual in here if you want.
I think we'll refrain from that just because some people could get highly offended that are Vince Mero stands and swear by him.
Yeah, but listen, man.
He said he's very excited to start the program and opportunity to take such an exciting role. And then he took a bit of a dig at UK as well. We have the whole video, of what he said, but we'll go ahead and roll that.
I want to talk to you guys, the Big Blue Nation. I really love you guys, and I really, really appreciate because you guys really helped me build my career here with your support. From when I first came here, I remember a buddy told me, "Why are you going there? You guys going to be fired in 2 years." I was the lowest paid coach. I heard all the jokes. I wanted to build and bring players in so we can win and we can have some pride and dignity. It is hard. I'm not going to even sugarcoat it. It's hard because of my loyalty to really you guys, the fans. But this is a job opportunity I feel I can't pass up. I passed up several other ones that you guys as the fans know. But just like a lot of you guys, you got families, a lot of you guys had opportunities with different jobs, and you move and take it. You doing what's best for your family. I'm doing what's best for my career. I really enjoyed being here 13 years with you guys because you guys are a really good fan base. To the Big Blue Nation, one of the best. I'm pretty sure y'all gonna boo me when I come back though, but I really do love you guys.
So for those who don't know, Mero spent over a decade at UK, helped them consistently earn a top 40 recruiting class just about year in and year out. They didn't always produce the wins, but the players were at least there. And, his new role, full title, is Executive Director of Player Personnel and Recruiting. Bit of a shakeup for the entire nation. It was an ESPN headline. I know UK is a big prominent college and a lot of people care nationally about them, but that's usually only when it's men's basketball or Otego Wade's coming back or something.
Maybe
like that.
Even just like a little bigger of a name than Vince Mero. Not to say that he's like, some bum in the community.
It's a local huge name.
Of course. But, scrolling through here on the comments of the post of the video that he made, there's a lot of funny reactions here. And, I think it's safe to say that BBN doesn't really feel all too hurt that he's gone, more so that he went to Louisville.
Yeah, that's the knife in the heart, right? It's
Yeah.
like, and what grinds my gears as well, you go back, he clearly stated when those rumors were swirling last year is that, no, of
Yeah.
course I wouldn't.
Exactly.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And then that just pops up randomly in the middle of June.
Yeah.
But it hasn't necessarily affected the recruiting thus far. I mean, obviously it's only, has it even been a week yet? I don't even think it's been a week.
I think it's been about a few days, and there were really not any long strides coming into the departure. You know what I mean? He wasn't really setting us up for success before he left. It is also kind of a dull spot right now in the recruiting time for college football. A lot of the bigger recruits are already decided on what they're doing.
But a lot of guys from the 26 class, I mean, Davis McCray I talked to, that kid's something, man. And I mean, I know Cam Miller, we got Messiah Tilson committed last night. I mean, there's a lot of guys coming in for the future of the program, and it's just like it's not affected the whole grounds yet. There's still people willing to play at Kentucky and willing to put their name out there as a Wildcat, and I mean, that's all right. So maybe this departure hasn't really set in yet. Maybe it will, but we all know Vince Marrow's brought in some elite talent over the years.
Yeah, and I guess it'll probably set in a little more and a little better once we kind of see what talent we're losing versus what we're gaining in this situation of his exit. But I don't think it'll be anything like too drastic. Realistically, I think Mark Stoops, being a guy who's highly respected in college football, will be able to bring somebody in to fill that position who I think will be able to produce very similar results to what Vince Marrow was doing before.
And wrapping up this segment, though, I mean, we got to talk about the guy that was it Dunkin' Donuts that flipped him off?
Yeah.
The report was that it was L's down, but then we kind of figured out it was a little more
it was a little more intense
extracurricular than that.
Yeah, that's what we like to call it.
But, man, that's the heart of Big Blue Nation right there. I mean, it was probably, a couple hours after it happened, maybe the next morning, and that happens. It's like that's someone who's keeping up with the news and could care less.
Yeah, I will say it's a little bold that he was out in general. That I'd say Vince Marrow was out. It's pretty,
I'll go get some coffee.
It's like when Cal pushed his dog in the stroller when he wouldn't talk to the media before he left.
That was his last appearance.
His last appearance.
So hopping into Kentucky's non-conference schedule, obviously you got those little exhibition games to start the year, Purdue and Georgetown. But those are great grasp of like what the team can be. Obviously, Purdue's not going to go out there and be like absolutely crazy, but still a team that's highly regarded is going to be top 10
every
this
season
year.
Every season is usually top 10.
Yeah,
in some manner.
But let's talk about in the prime of November, kicking off the season.
Oh man,
at the KSC Yum Center against Louisville.
Oh man,
that. We can definitely spend some time on this because I think it's the most important on the list.
Yeah.
Louisville can knock Kentucky off at the Yum Center.
Yeah.
I'm not living in a world here where, although I think Kentucky's very capable of bringing in banner number 9 and they have a top 5 team in the nation, I'm not going to act ignorant to the fact that Louisville has a pretty darn good team. And
yeah, they do.
Especially being at home to kick off the year, I would not be surprised if the Wildcats go in there and drop one.
Me neither. They've been highly regarded, this offseason so far. Obviously, new coach for last season was his first year, right, for Pat?
Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of flipped the franchise right around. They were, what were they, 2 and something the year before?
I don't even know.
They were like 2 and 29 or something ridiculous like that. But,
first ACC championship appearance ever.
Yeah.
And that's
kind of wild to think about.
They've won a national championship before they won an ACC championship.
Technically that national
technically it doesn't count. My bad.
Fine. Let's continue.
It's there. We all know it happened.
There. We all know it happened. Shout out Petito, man. Michigan State, the next game right after that. Michigan State, another one of those teams that's always highly touted. Obviously, this one's going to be at Madison Square Garden, neutral ground. State Farm Champions Classic, man, it's a really fun tournament every year, and it's always a really good gauge on how the Cats are going to perform when it comes later into the season. So I think that's also going to be a really good one.
Obviously, I mean, like, you got Loyola Maryland and Tennessee Tech.
Yeah, not too worried about those.
Not
ones.
worried about that. But the next,
especially at home.
Yeah, the next highlight game, the one that's going to be on ESPN, it's going to be nationally known that this game is happening on Tuesday, December 2nd, inside of Rupp Arena. The Tar Heels are coming back to Lexington. Man, I'm hyped for it. And just for one, because we get to see Caleb Wilson, who was very in tune with Kentucky.
Is that why you're so excited?
Yes.
Okay.
Caleb Wilson was very in tune with Kentucky. I don't know if you've seen the video, but he's like, make your starting lineup.
Yeah.
He said, Caden Lewis, Jasper Johnson, Malachi Moreno. He just started naming all the Kentucky recruits.
That's
Everyone
awesome.
thought he was going to be a Cat for a while.
Yeah.
But obviously he chose North Carolina. Going to be the front runner of that team, really. Besides Henry Vassir. Down low, they're good. It's going to be really fun to see that Kentucky pace, see if UNC can keep up.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't want to knock you on this, by the way. You did say about like a few hours before, man. You were like, North Carolina at Rupp Arena, it's happening.
I called it.
You were there.
I was like, I feel it in my bones. I know what's going on.
Yeah, really excited for this one, regardless. Though, I mean, that's like a battle of the blue bloods. Excuse me, and you don't really get it happening at Rupp Arena very often, and I think it's going to be a good one. Though North Carolina's not going to be an amazing team this year. They got some new faces.
They're always the team that, like, when they're disregarded, they'll surprise you.
Exactly.
And when they have high expectations, they'll let you down.
Yeah, exactly.
So you don't really know how to gauge them. It's going to be a must-watch.
Yeah, but then you got to follow that up against Gonzaga.
3 days later.
3 days later, you're going down to Nashville. Got Gonzaga, obviously. I think we played Gonzaga the last few years, and it's been relatively.
It's been battle for Seattle.
Yeah, but it was even the year before that we played them. We got our butts kicked, but it's been back and forth. Yeah, it's been back and forth, with Gonzaga. So I'm excited for this one for sure. I think the Cats will get this one though.
Capping off the non-conference schedule, we got Rick Pitino and Mark Pope facing off against each other in Atlanta. Got UK and St. John's. I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
One, because I think St. John's has got a hell of a class. And I think they're going to be just like they were last year. I'll go ahead and call that out. And I think when people see Ian Jackson, I'm not knocking the Tar Heels, but when they see Ian Jackson have a proper usage, and they're going to see how much of a star he is. And he, dare I say, like levels of Chaz Lanier, guys like Otego Way we see here in Lexington, he's going to be on that same wavelength with them.
Yeah, I mean, I will say I wouldn't skip over Indiana too necessarily.
No,
they're
but I can't take Indiana serious.
Of course, dude. No one can take Indiana seriously for like any sport or like anything ever because it's Indiana. But
well, look at football last year.
Yeah,
I thought they were going to beat Ohio State. They lost by 28, dude. Or maybe it was even more.
It's different. They're a basketball school. You know what I mean?
But if this game was at Indiana, sure. I'd be like,
it's at Rupp. I think they'll have no problems.
I don't know. I haven't kept up with Indiana. Oh, they got Lamar Wilkerson. That's who they got.
They took him right from our hands, Had the graphics
that's
made.
Going to be fun.
We were ready to go for it.
Yeah, that's going to be fun seeing him come
it is.
to Lexington. People don't think BBN keeps up, but they keep tabs.
We keep tabs.
They remember Lamar Wilkerson.
Lamar Wilkerson was about this close to being a Wildcat.
Like, I thought.
He was at Keeneland, man.
Yeah.
With Pope.
That's right.
That's a lock right there.
I thought he was crystal balled. Like, I thought he was going to be like a day away from getting that crystal ball for Kentucky. But we saw Magoon get a crystal ball for Kentucky, and he just went back to San Diego State.
Yeah, I mean, these crystal balls are becoming more and more useless every day,
Regardless, Lamar Wilkerson's going to come to Rupp. I promise he'll get a very rude awakening.
No, I do think that this non-conference schedule is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be really interesting to see, I think, how it pans out. Obviously, the conference schedule is going to be ridiculous. The SEC in basketball is like basically the NBA these days. But I do think the non-conference schedule is going to be a good test, especially at the beginning of the season, especially opening with Louisville. Let's kick off into our next thing here, maybe. Keep it a little basketball related.
Yeah, we've had great opportunities, especially myself, to just talk to some of the players. And, there's always swirling things that can be said about everybody, but hearing stuff directly from the source, it's inspiring, but it's also like confirmation that, oh yeah, they're ready to win a championship. Otega Way was very confident, first of all. He was like the most nonchalant, like,
oh man,
he's ready to go, confident, like talking quiet.
Yeah.
Like, he is the man.
He's not messing around.
He's not messing around for his senior year. And I think just seeing that body language, sitting there like he knows he's the guy, that was kind of proof in the pudding for me to be like, all right, like this guy's definitely going to lead this team to greater things. He's going to be the guy who steps on the court and he has instant expectations to drop 20 a night for Kentucky.
I do want to quickly
That
touch.
was cool.
No, definitely. That's really cool. I do want to quickly touch on Trent Noah. Obviously.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Yesterday, he had his media outing with Colin. And, dude, he's looking big. He's looking skinny. He's looking strong. Dude, like
the
Pope was messing around with the 20 pounds or whatever in the offseason, but I don't think Trent's messing around. I don't think Trent's messing around at all.
The cool thing, and this touches on everybody, we've talked to Otega, Brandon Garrison, Colin, and Trent. The four guys returning
obviously,
from last year's
and
roster.
Mark Pope, obviously, as well.
I'm just saying players. But
yes.
Those four guys from last year's team, they hold a grudge on everyone else coming in just because they know how things are. They understand the culture. And really, man, like, I know it sounds so funny, but just seeing Colin Chandler walk in, he looks like a second-year player.
Yeah.
Like, he looks more mature. He looks more filled out.
Yeah.
He looks more grown.
He looks more serious, too. Like, he had more, like, tenacity in his emotions.
That's
just,
what
like,
I'm saying.
Being there, ready to fight, ready to win.
And Trent looks like that, too. And they don't look like those little baby freshmen anymore.
Yeah.
They look like men who are ready to lead a team confidently. And, like, that's the big thing that stood out to me. Brandon Garrison, too, just kind of inferring how, like, all the guys stayed in touch. I know Colin said, too, like, they didn't have to force anything. He's like, sometimes you can understand going to a new team and being like, all right, hey, meet this guy.
Yeah.
Reach out to this guy. Stay in touch.
Yeah.
He said everything is so smooth, and they just feel like a family already. And hearing that on June 16th is crazy.
Yeah. Like literally
before practice
a month
starts.
and a half after the last season ends, this team is brand new, put together. Obviously with the way the transfer portal is now, guys are kind of forced to become a lot more cohesive at a faster pace. But I think all of the guys that Kentucky's picked up kind of took on that challenge head first and was really ready to just become this bonded unit that's going out there to win. And you can hear it, and everything that everybody is saying on that team is that they're coming to win Banner 9, and they're not really messing around.
Yeah, and I mean, that's what I'm getting at. That we've been talking about it all offseason, and we've had Denzel Aberdeen will tweet out going for number 9.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, shoot, like, let's go.
Like, this guy shot him back to back, man.
Yeah, we posted on our socials, and we're like, Aberdeen wants it, man. But then, like, you hear the leader of the team being like, oh, yeah, like, we all want to win a championship. Like, that's the goal. Obviously, every player says that, but it feels real.
It seemed different, though, when you're the way that they were saying it, and it seemed so, like, effortless for them to just be like, yeah, like, this is what we're here for. This is what we're doing. Every guy on every team's going to say, oh, yeah, our goal is to win a national championship here, make our mark on the whatever. But, usually that's something like guy at Indiana State. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
we're here, like, we're at Kentucky.
Or Vince Marrow at Louisville.
Or Vince Marrow at Louisville. No.
Yeah, right, dude.
Yeah, right, buddy. No, but I mean, this is Kentucky basketball. This is the real deal. This is serious. These guys are here, and they're here to win, and I think they can do it this year. This roster is looking pretty disgusting.
Yeah. One thing, we'll play the clip here. confirmation for the fans from Otego Way, talking about
Yes.
he indeed did pre-record the video of his decision to return to Kentucky, and he also confirmed that they did not, and I say did not, record the alternate version.
The fans noticed that your hair was long in that video. What was the story behind that?
I want to say, like, I came back from vacation, and like 2 days after, I started my pre-draft training, and our video guy, I don't think he's here anymore, so he wanted to just do one last little piece, and just in case, now I'm back, so I needed that video really, so it was good for him that he said we should just shoot one just in case. If you do decide to come back, if you don't, hey, it's okay, but that's just a case type of thing.
Did you film a goodbye one as well, or just the first one?
No, I didn't.
I want to say is that I had to let somebody know that on like a KSR Instagram post because they were like, oh, that means that he recorded a video saying that he was leaving, and it literally in the video said, oh, that's our timer, but I'm going through it anyway. This literally said in the video, he was like, I actually did not record a video saying I was going to leave.
Jack Pilgrim asked the question.
Exactly. And somebody commented, does this mean that he recorded a video saying he was going to leave? No, he didn't. Go Cats. He knew he was staying the whole time. Next thing we're going to talk about here, ran past the timer a little bit. We're going to touch on Ansley Almanor hopping right in to La Familia, man. Like he didn't even give it a few months to think about. He was like, word, I love this Kentucky basketball thing, man. And he just hopped right in, joined the alumni team.
Yeah, he's going to be the youngest player on the team.
By far, dude.
Like ever.
Like by far.
So, I mean, that just shows his love for Kentucky. That shows he ain't done playing. I bet he probably wishes, he could have stayed at Kentucky longer and played a little longer. So that's just a clear indicator how much he loves the fans, how much he wants to be a part of this whole vibe and be the player in Kentucky still. That's nice. That's really nice.
It's really cool to see from him, especially for somebody who came in and only played one season in Lexington. Usually the guys that are on these teams, 3 or 4 years, they were like stars at Kentucky their whole career, maybe didn't do so well in the NBA, maybe play overseas now, but Kentucky is their lifeblood of college basketball. For guys like Ansley who come in, play one season, and fall in love with that idea of Kentucky basketball so much and the idea of being around all the other alumni and playing, such an awesome feeling. And I think that he obviously, it's good to get some young blood in there. I think he'll be the only guy under 30 on the team, so it'll be pretty cool.
I think the funniest thing on Twitter was like, this is supposed to be Boogie Cousins, man. They had to go get Ainsley.
Yeah, but now Boogie's suspended the whole dang year because he's.
I was like, is that kind of true? I was like, maybe. Could have been true.
Are we allowed to talk about that for a second?
Yeah, of course.
Cousins?
We can. Ainsley / Boogie Cousins.
Ainsley / Boogie Cousins. I'm adding it in now.
Well, can we talk? We'll give a disclaimer. We'll toss a video.
I'm gonna toss a video up real quick. If you're a young child, maybe this isn't the best for you. But here you go.
And this man literally, he basically assaulted a fan and just like.
I'm not laughing because I agree with it, but I'm laughing because it's hilarious, man.
It's so random.
It's so, I'm sure he was talking smacky, yeah. Boogie walks over there and just grabs at everything, man, and just right in his face. Here you go, dude. Holy moly.
It was the funniest video to see, too, because where he plays overseas, we saw the video late at night.
Yeah.
And then early in the morning.
I woke up at 8 a.m. to Boogie Cousins assaulting a fan in Puerto Rico. And I was like, wow, this is the most Boogie Cousins video I think I've seen in a while.
Anyway,
back to Ansley.
Back to Ansley. We thought maybe there was definitely some Twitter rumors about Boogie maybe teasing with the TBT stuff.
I still think that would be awesome.
But seeing Ansley again make that decision, he announced it on BBN tonight. That's just true love for Kentucky and true love for the city.
Absolutely.
So we got to talk about the Badcats a little bit. Obviously, start of June, their season ended to West Virginia in a crazy 13-12 game. They played
The most like Kentucky baseball loss ever too.
Yeah.
Blowing it at the end.
Yeah, we'll not even get into it. We'll press that point home. But 4 games in 3 days is still ridiculous. Would have been 5 games in 3 days.
Yeah.
If they would have won that one. Had to play West Virginia again, but they went out, like you said, in Kentucky style. But since then, and I mean since then, there's nearly been someone commit to Kentucky for every day since that loss.
Yeah.
And I'll go down the list here. I'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 right-hand pitchers that have committed to University of Kentucky. Talk about like, hey, we need some pitching. Okay,
Yeah.
here's some pitching.
I mean, they definitely knew they had to capitalize on whatever they had
Yeah.
going on in the bullpen last year.
And I'll talk about the other 2 actual position players that they got. You got Alex Duffy from Elon and Tyler Cerny from Indiana. They're both great kids. I've talked to them, and I mean, like, they're ready to win. I know Alex was talking about winning a national championship.
I mean, he was talking. I'm not going to say he was talking crazy, but he was talking crazy, bro.
Confident.
Confidence is definitely what we can call it.
And I do like you can instantly assume Alex is going to start too, replacing Devin Burke. So seeing that from him, the guy that's going to be the wall for 7 of these pitchers that just committed, he's ready, man. And I will say I love all the additions because all these guys are kind of what's the word? It's almost like how Mark Pope would take in like a random transfer, such as like Ainsley Almanor and Kobe Barea. And although they were good before, kind of turn a new leaf and show they got a little better at Kentucky.
Just a little bit more.
Kick it up a notch.
Yeah.
That's what all these guys seem like. Not saying they're necessarily bad, but, you got a guy from NKU, WKU, EKU.
Yeah.
People from all 3, and you're going to the best team in Kentucky.
Hey, Murray State, man. I don't know.
Oh, okay, yeah. Hey,
come on now, Murray State.
But off of modern, standards, we'll say best team in Kentucky.
Yeah.
You have guys like that coming in who have played in the smaller conferences. They haven't seen the SEC all that much, if even. And I think that's just kind of a showing of, like, we're going to develop these guys. They're going to be really good. I liked last night's. Ira Austin kind of tickled me to death. That was out of nowhere.
Yeah.
He was really good.
Tyler Bell, if you're watching, if you're listening.
Thank you for coming back.
I love you. I was like the whole season, you know what I mean? I was like, he's gone. It's like he's going to go to, like, Vanderbilt, LSU. Like
easy.
You know what I mean? He's going to go to some other SEC team.
So we do have a list of, like, all the returners, and obviously all these guys some are just, like, not seniors yet, and they're just coming back. But some key guys that I thought were going to be, like, up and out of there. Got Tyler Bell, Ben Cleaver, Luke Lawrence. I thought maybe would test it a little bit, but he didn't end up doing it. There's a lot of the key guys coming back. Ryan Schwartz is another one. Nate Harris. I thought a lot of those guys were just going to, like, kind of test it, maybe just come back to Kentucky ultimately. But they all announced in, like, unison. So it was Tyler, Ben, Ryan, and Nate, and they were all nice, like, we're coming back.
Good. It's good to see, especially with the era that we are in college sports with NIL. You never expect to see somebody who was
Tyler could have he could have went to the best team if Tyler, he wanted to.
Obviously, he's got to stay in college baseball now, but Tyler could have been in the MLB last year.
You
know what I mean? Like,
he's that
good. That's a good baseball player, right? So I'm glad to see everyone coming back. It'll be interesting next year. Minge obviously always talks about how he thinks that he will be successful with these repeat teams. I mean, these rebuilt teams, every year kind of flipping over the new roster. But
I like the vibe because I'm in this era for Kentucky's market and, like, comparing all the other crazy SEC teams that you can choose and all the crazy Big Ten schools you can choose and all this and that. I'm thinking, okay, big run, rebuild year.
Yeah.
Be all right. Big run team. Maybe another rebuild year. I think that's kind of the...
Take my credit card, man. I'm in for that rebuild. I'm in for that big run year,
that's
man.
What I'm saying.
We had that rebuild season,
Take
bro.
my money.
Take my money, bro. We had that rebuild year.
Just because, and I mean literally just because, we have to poke fun at Tennessee. Zakai Ziegler has been denied a 5th year of eligibility
Real
by
happy
the
about this
NCAA.
one.
Can you please put up a picture of a job application? Put up a picture of the LinkedIn.
The LinkedIn, everything's going up here. I'll throw up that Zach Edey meme about the LinkedIn jersey that they found at Goodwill, but I'm gonna change it for Zakai Ziegler, so you're seeing that right now too.
So the official report that came out on May 20th said Zakai Ziegler is seeking a 5th season of competition. He alleges the NCAA rule limiting athletes to 4 seasons of competition violates antitrust law, and that athletes should have 5 seasons of competition within their 5-year eligibility window.
Listen, man, if it takes me 5 years to graduate with a journalism degree, then maybe Zakai will get like an extra year of basketball.
Well,
but I think everyone's doing it in 4, so I think he can do it in 4 too, man.
Listen,
jeez,
we know Zakai. Well, they'll know the picture we're talking about.
I
but
got
him
choice words for that guy.
flipping off the UK logo,
Yeah.
then ultimately, I mean, being the guy who ended the season as well. Yeah. I'll say what Amari Williams said back in the day when he saw the logo. He's like, "Oh, that's cute."
That's cute. That's cute. Yeah, and so Zakai will also be cute in his new work blazer when he goes.
No, I think Zakai's great. It's just
Citizens Bank employee.
He's in the orange, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you can't.
He's a great player, man, and he's a dog. You know, he was like really fun to watch if I was a Tennessee fan, but unfortunately he haunted me
when they weren't
as
playing,
a Kentucky fan for a few years.
When they weren't playing Kentucky, and you were like,
I was like, man, that guy's tough.
Yeah. And then he's the one.
Guy's like Isaiah Thomas, but he can play defense.
Dude's out there grabbing 5 steals off
Yeah.
a hurt Lamont, and you just want to make an excuse and be like, bro, I promise if Lamont was healthy, he'd be.
Speaking of steals, real quick, I watched like 10 minutes of the finals last night, and Cason Wallace had that steal to stop the Pacers from coming back on that lead. And man, I was like, holy Kentucky moment right there. Felt good, man. Cason Wallace, shout out.
Kind of breaking news while we're here. We'll make it another segment, but Tay Kenny is going to be taking an official visit to Kentucky next week. Number 17 overall player of the 2026 class. This is huge news. And, you know, this is coming off literally earlier today. I don't know if you saw the video, but Mark Pope had some alone time with them at the USA camp. They're kind of getting some shots up. He's talking to him a little bit. This is cool news to come out. This is kind of showing that recruiting realm that Kentucky has. And it indeed is not dead. It wasn't just John Calipari. It's Mark Pope as well.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's coming basically exactly 2 months after he visited Talon originally. So, hey man, maybe
he's gonna go head. He's gonna go head to head with Louisville. Mark Pope is for sure.
But I think a bunch of other schools too. There's a lot of big name schools on the list, dude.
I'm gonna say nah.
You don't think so?
He's Louisville or Kentucky just because he's from Kentucky. I mean, like
he's not. He's from Atlanta, Georgia, bro.
I don't know.
I think that's what this.
No. He's
24/7 Sports.
He's from Newport, Kentucky.
24/7 Sports. He's from Atlanta, bro. They lying to me. Newport. Is this where he went to high school?
Yeah, native.
Oh,
native Newport.
Oh, he must. Oh, he went to Atlanta to play OTE.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, he's from Kentucky though. He's
okay,
a Kentucky boy.
So he's a Kentucky boy, man.
Yeah, he was flicked up with Jasper and Malachi, and Stokes the other day. So.
Hey, man. I'm looking through his offer list, dude. I don't know. Jackson State might pull him.
Sorry. Hey, always start somewhere. The other like big qualifying offers, we'll break it down for people who don't know. Purdue's offered him Oregon, Arkansas, Texas, Indiana, but then obviously
Alabama, Auburn.
Yeah. But Kentucky and Louisville are definitely like the top 2 favorites. But crazy news coming out. I mean, him visiting alone, got to bring him home, Mark Pope.
That'd be cool.
For this week's Inside Scoop, I got an update on Andrei Yelovich. I know a lot of people were talking about, we have the whole team on campus. Where's he at? We had a couple guys on Twitter saying, like, I went to the father-son camp, and Pope was like, he's waiting on a green card. There's been some people picking that up.
Yeah, for
Inside scoop here from the man himself.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to get straight to the source. You know what I mean? Cut through all the baloney.
from the man himself.
From the man himself.
The academic year here is still going on, so I can't come yet, but I'm coming soon. And then he added on to that, he's expecting to join the team in the coming weeks, if not days. He confirmed with us that he already has his visa and, you know, where he played in the States with Mega a little bit already. He has all that taken care of. Not
this
true,
won't
man.
be like a Big
Yelovich
Z
is,
thing.
Huh?
This won't be like a Big Z
No,
situation.
not another Big Z situation.
He's going to be here much sooner.
Yelovich is coming.
Yeah.
Give him some time.
Let him finish up school, man. It's different
Yeah.
over there. It's different over there.
It is different over there. The thing that is upsetting, though, is seeing them already practice without him. I know they
yeah, of
can't.
course. I mean, they're not
hold
going to
off for
halt
one
everything
player.
for him, but, you know,
I wish he was here already.
of course.
I know he wishes the same. He's shared that, too, that he wishes he could be in Kentucky right now. But I'll tell you what, the day he arrives, everyone will know, and it will be very soon.
And I'm sure he's going to hop right back into that lineup, into those practices. Like, you know, he's been there the whole time.
I will
think it's going
say,
to be an issue.
people aren't ready because
Dude, he's nice with it.
let's talk about Yelovich, man. 21-year-old freshman
Yeah.
is how he's going to be listed. And I don't think people are really comprehending how good he already is at basketball when, you know, he's technically going to be a freshman.
You know,
in
it's
college.
people don't really think about the overseas ways that the rules come in. You know, it's like if Luka decided to, maybe not if Luka decided to go. You know,
It would have been, though.
you know, similar vibe if Luka decided when he was, you know, whatever age to come play
because
college
when Luka
basketball.
got drafted, he had 4 years of pro ball under his belt.
Yeah,
And that's why he's
exactly.
Luka Doncic.
Exactly.
He's,
You know, these guys get. I mean, you know, Luka was a EuroLeague MVP and champion, but
you can look at Yelovich throwing shades at that, though. He led the ABA in
I'm
rebounding.
not throwing shade, bro.
No. I'm
Throwing
just
shade, man?
I'm saying people who throw shade at him. I'm
I
saying,
thought you said I was throwing shade. I was like, geez, dude.
People are like that. Oh, he's not Luka though.
Yeah.
He led the
Listen,
ABA
man.
in rebounding. He's a pretty good shooter.
This guy's
stretch
legit.
big.
This guy's
He's
legit. He's not just like some little kid who's coming in here all skinny bone trying to
He
make
ain't
himself
little.
a name
He's
for himself.
7 foot,
This a big boy who's going to come in
Yeah.
and make a difference immediately. He's been playing professional basketball. He knows what he's doing.
Oh yeah,
It's as simple as that, man.
and he's gonna. You ready for this?
I'm ready for it.
He's gonna be a bench player at Kentucky.
Yeah. Crazy thing is he's going to come in and he's not going to start.
He'd start at Arkansas. That's all I'm saying.
He'd probably at Louisville too, man.
Probably at Tennessee.
Oh, all right.
Maybe at Florida too.
Settle down.
No, not Florida.
Not Florida, bro.
Oh.
Come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, Big Blue Nation, thank you for watching the first episode of the Bluegrass Breakdown. Make sure to go to kyinsider.com for all news stories and breaking news, and make sure to check out our socials as well. Daily Kentucky content. All the ads are at KY Insider. Thank you all for watching and listening.